The mass trespass has been described.
Derbyshire and the Kinder Scout mass trespass of 1932. Similar actions on Ilkley Moor in Yorkshire in the 1950s.
They claim the right to walk freely on uncultivated moorlands.
To Dartmoor recently. England has a long history of fighting for freedom to enjoy the countryside.
What are you rushing to?
And today they're at it again. The Right to Roam campaign beginning a mass trespass this morning along the Scottish-English border. 20 years on from Scots enjoying the right to roam their countryside responsibly, campaigners want the English to have the same thing.
Can't have people walking all over fields, crops, where there are animals and livestock. That'd be chaos, wouldn't it?
Would, we wholeheartedly agree. So, as in Scotland with the Scottish Outdoor Access Code, we're promoting responsible access.
For what they're worth, the polls suggest the English support the right to roam overwhelmingly. Labour has said it does too, but delivery's another matter.
So the campaigners are now trespassing, but what that means in law is not a criminal offence at all. Trespasses will be prosecuted has no meaning. Trespass, as it stands in England, is a civil offence, so they could be sued, but they could only be sued if they were committing criminal damage.
There are criminal exceptions for things like illegal festivals or hunt saboteurs, but here we're talking about rambling, not raving. English landowning bodies are unimpressed, though, with the right to roam.
Most people in the public understand we've also got nearly 70 million people to feed. We've got millions of trees to plant to combat climate change, and we've got all manners of environmental projects to protect nature and protect our environment. So we need to have a balance where people can enjoy the countryside while still protecting the fundamental basis of what the countryside is for, and that's feeding people, protecting the environment.
Campaigners say just 8% of the English countryside is open. By now, they'd reached the frontier.
My left foot here is in England and my right foot is in Scotland. So technically my left foot is trespassing and my right foot is enjoying a right to roam here.
The dike dug to demarcate the two countries in 1552. Gifts exchanged and a Gaelic song celebrating the good things in life. Health, honey and freedom. In Scotland, on the left, Andy Whiteman, author of Who Owns Scotland. In England, on the right, Guy Shrubsole, author of Who Owns England.
This was never about access to the mountains in Scotland. We had that. No one was ever going to take it away. It was about giving confidence to the person living on the edge of Glasgow to be able to walk to the hill they could see a mile away.
I think it's about time that England learnt something from Scotland and took a leaf out of the book of what the Scottish Parliament enacted in the Land Reform Act in 2003, which was to create a right of access exercised responsibly.
So there we are. Thank you very much.
With that, Andy Whiteman duly handed his English counterparts a draft right to roam bill for Westminster to peruse. But the English Landowners Association remains sceptical.
Scotland has a much different land profile than we have in England. There's a far, far lower population density, and there's a much lower diversity of agriculture underway there.
Safely inside Scotland and roaming responsibly, they know from Kinder Scout to Dartmoor just last month, victories have been won, but this is the biggest unresolved issue.